And now for the exciting conclusion of wilderness survival with FlightChops. Let's just recap where we are really quickly. We're in the deepest, darkest jungles of British Columbia. It's cold, we're wet, we don't have a good survival setup, and we're ready to go to bed. We're not gonna sleep, and it's sucking hard. So let's figure out what happens throughout the night. Okay, so it's about 5 a.m. Last saw these guys about 4 or 5 hours ago, and it was cold last night. So we'll see how they're doing.
Oh yeah. And there's oranges and there's bananas. Well done last night. Challenging conditions, so we'll get into that. But just relax, grab something to eat, and I'll have hot chocolate here in just a minute.
Hi.
How's your sleep?
My neck isn't great.
Brad's a big pillow guy too, so for those of you who don't know,
I am a pillow guy.
his neck is very important. Steve,
Yo.
what's going on, man?
That was a rough night, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, 3 a.m. I was pretty cold. Apparently went down to -6 or something.
Whoa.
No, it's down.
But I kept my fire going, and
Did you sleep?
No, like maybe 20 minutes here and there. Yeah, but I had to keep the fire going, man. I could not let that fire go out. This is shelter 2.0. Initially I had a bit better, stronger one, and the wind picked up and it became a smoke collector. So that was pretty demoralizing. So I was like, I'm gonna just sit, and I also have that travel pillow when I travel, so I kind of jammed it, and I was able to sit against a tree comfortably. So I actually did get some sleep. But really it was about managing the fire. So this is by no means a long-term shelter, but for sitting by the fire, it worked pretty nicely. It reflected the heat onto me, and I wasn't cold at all. I was doing well at like 10 p.m. I guess that was that 10 p.m.?
Yeah.
We made a joke, came over and filmed it, and it was like, I'm at an 8. I got a fire, I'm good to go. My water was boiling at the time. I was about to I had my stuff sitting here to pour it in. So I showed Trevin how my shelter was working, and I kicked one of the logs, spilled the water into the fire. And it was like, my boiling water is now gone. It took 20 minutes to get that to work, and my fire was mostly out. So I went from an 8 to a 4 like instantly.
And one little accident or one just kind of, mind fart just basically took them to 4. And this is what's going to happen in a survival situation. And that's what I'm talking about when I call it the will to live, the psychology, all that sort of stuff.
The first thing I kind of experienced was I felt really claustrophobic when I got into my site, and I didn't have, there's nowhere really to move. I started to make a bed, as you can see. I brought another long piece of wood over, and I was going to make a raised platform. And then I realized that the wood that I used was pretty rotten, and because when I leaned on this one, I was getting really wet, and it was taking a lot of heat out of me real quick. So I was like, shit. So that's not going to work. So I abandoned that and got a shit ton of wood. Finally, I was like, this, I'm going to go get the chair. It's my chair anyway, so I took it. I repossessed Trevin's chair, and I sat in the chair. The other thing I did was, and I didn't do this to be a hero in any sort of way. I fly in running shoes, jeans, and a t-shirt, and so I did the best I could, and this jacket. So I have a bag with long johns and everything like that. I just suffered through it last night and tried to keep my fire going as a reminder to me that I'm done flying in running shoes and no jeans and such. So I shivered my ass off last night. When I got to the helicopter, I pulled out my pack and I went, oh my god, and my saw's not here. And I only brought what I have in my pack for my helicopter. This thing, somebody gave this to me for Christmas. And I thought, oh, maybe that's kind of cool. I'll put that in the helicopter. And fuck me. Like, if it wasn't littering, I'd just fucking send this thing right now. So after using it, trying to get my fire started, my forearm was cramping, my hands were cramping, like I was doing this, and the next thing, sorry, was I've never used a flint and steel before, so I bought this thing from Mech, and the first time I used it, it was great. Like it actually worked really well. Well, when you're raining and your forearm's cramping and you have to go like that, I couldn't do it. So I ended up, solution was just to use to do it that way. But, then I cut myself doing that. Not bad, but so,
what I think is awesome is you took it to the level that you wanted to take it to, right? And this is the best environment to do that. And we try to encourage you guys. You can push yourself as hard as you want. We're here as your catch-all in case you push too hard and you don't think you're going to make it through the night, right? So no time that Brad ever asked to come out. So he pushed himself. He saw what his limits was in his clothing and now understands.
So I guess we're here to declare the winner.
Yeah. I didn't know I was competing.
Dude.
Everything's a competition. All right.
Dude, come on.
All right.
So, on the one hand, Steve did run out of firewood.
I think I could have made it last. You did make it a better fire. I'll give you that.
Okay. Steve.
And you brought your company, which
Steve
I appreciated.
sat in a chair under a tarp, under a little blanket. But I'll be honest, I'm going to declare Steve the outdoor survival champion winner for this.
Whoa.
Steve, we have a winner. Whoa.
What the hell?
We have a winner.
Now that I know how hard this is, I wouldn't. Like, it was hard, man. At 3 a.m, it was hard.
Would you recommend it to other pilots?
Yes, definitely.
The rain really added another element that made you realize how severe a situation like this could be.
Yeah.
And you guys are in perfectly good health. Like, imagine
If you're injured.
Yeah, well, I mean, Brad's a bit of a mess, but
Right?
imagine if you crashed and had a broken leg.
In
Or,
this,
yeah,
that's
Yeah,
kind
that
of
stuff
mad.
of Steve's face didn't help him.
No, that didn't help
I have
at
not
all.
seen my face in the past 24 hours.
The whole thing,
hair.
even before that. Even before that. It's just a f***ing whatever.
Yeah, it's a brand based on a joke. It's part of the problem.
Oh, you see that? My reflexes, even though I've slept like... I think I moved into that. You should have thrown it here
You
to
did
see
the
if I
soccer
would
goalie
move
thing.
away
You had to go pick a direction and commit. Anyway, sure.
I'm tired. I did this for a little bit.
Yes, you did.
And then woke up because my shins were on fire. Did you see that? I was like too close to the fire. I was shivering all night. Got wet and then I got cold.
Good job, Steve. Nagiri. Good job, Brad. Nagiri.
All right.
You're a dick. All
Okay,
right.
we're keeping it.
Get out of here.